Hi, my name is Jason Arbon, and I want to talk about how to use AI selectors for Appium. So how do you get Appium to use, AI machine learning to find elements in your app for testing? So we start with Appium, right? And let's look at an app like, say, Walmart. And say we want to get Appium to find that shopping cart icon and click on it. Today, we have to write something that looks like this, right? Pass an XPath, CSS selector, magic IDs, something like that. But they're very brittle because as the application changes, you have to go in and re-edit these magic strings, right? So how do we get AI to do this? Well, what we do is we start with a neural network, right? An empty neural network that's not really trained on anything too complicated. And then what we do is we showed a lot of shopping carts, right? Showed a lot of shopping carts, like thousands of shopping carts from all different apps. And then it learns and generalizes what a shopping cart looks like, just like your brain has, right? You can see a shopping cart you've never seen before and still recognize it as a shopping cart. So then what we do is we ask the API plugin for AI, for Appium, to say, hey, find a shopping cart on this page, right? And it looks at the screen just like your eyes do, and it finds something that looks like a shopping cart and returns the pointer back to you. So I'm nowhere near as articulate as Jonathan or as competent on the console, so I'll defer to him to kind of walk people through it.
This is Jonathan Lips. I work on Appium and run an Appium consulting firm called Cloud Gray. For the last little while, I've been working with Jason on bringing Test AI's technology into Appium so that Appium users can benefit from their work for free. This video is a demonstration of what we've been able to do together, and what's cool is that everything I'm demonstrating is actually open source and already merged into Appium, so you can use it today with the latest Appium beta. A word of warning though, it's all very early and experimental, so it's likely you will run into issues, but it hopefully demonstrates that Jason's lofty vision of AI for testing can actually meet your reality, in this case with an Appium integration. What I'm showing you here is a new kind of plugin for Appium, an element finding plugin that's powered by Test AI's machine learning model. Jason will share this URL and you can check out all the setup instructions later. The basic idea is that using this plugin, you can find an icon element by its semantic label. For example, you could find a shopping cart icon using the label cart, or an arrow button using the label arrow. It's a pretty cool idea. So let's see how it works. Here I've got an Android emulator with a shopping app on it. In this case, Walmart. Like any good shopping app, you'll see that this app has a little cart icon that we can use to go to our cart and see what we've decided we want to purchase. What we're going to do is use the new element finding plugin from Test AI to tap on this icon without needing to inspect our app hierarchy, define selectors, and without doing any kind of image processing ourselves. So the end result will look like tapping on the cart and seeing our estimated total here. Okay, so let's load up our test. So here's the test code that I'm going to run. It's written in JavaScript using Mocha as the test runner. It's all straightforward Appium stuff, capabilities, before and after, drivers, all that kind of stuff. Except there's two important new bits. The first is a capability, custom find modules. This is where we specify the plugin that I'm using called Test AI Classifier. And I've already installed that in the appropriate place. The second is a new find element command. Element by custom here in this library. This lets us find an element using the custom element finding plugin that we registered above, using the name that we registered it with, in this case AI. So this command says we're looking for any cart elements using the AI element finding plugin. Okay, so you can see here that we've got Appium running, so we are ready to try the test. So let's just run Mocha test Android. So that's running, and you can see Appium is off doing its thing. And now we should hopefully see the app load on the emulator. Okay, the app has loaded, and now we are using the element finding plugin to find the cart icon. And here we have definitely clicked on the cart icon because we got to the right place. So that's it. Let's double check, and of course our test passed. So that's great. We clicked on an element just by telling Appium what kind of thing it represented, in this case a cart icon. But this doesn't just work on Android, it works on iOS too. So here's an iOS simulator, and we'll open up the Photos app. You can see that this app has a little magnifying glass icon designed to open up the search bar, like so. So we can find and tap on this element without knowing anything about the shape of our app's structure. So let's take a look at the test. Here we are. It's all exactly the same as what you saw before, except adjusted for iOS capabilities. Here's our custom find modules capability, and here is our custom element finding command where we're looking for, in this case, the search element, which it will find via the magnifying glass icon. Okay, so let's run it. We'll run test.js. And here goes Appium again. All right, here's our app launching. And there we go. We clicked on the correct element. Double check that our test passed. And it did. Great. So that's the basic idea. There's still a lot of work to be done. A lot of useful cases the machine learning model doesn't yet handle. For example, icons that are mixed with text. And of course, a lot of room for performance improvement. But I'm super excited to be working with Jason to get some of this next generation technology into Appium and into all of your hands. So don't forget to take the time to thank Jason and Test AI for opening up their machine learning model and giving us the ability to build this Appium integration. And now I'll stop taking up time in his presentation. Back to you, Jason.
Cool, thanks, Jonathan. So yeah, all this is open source. The models and are open source, and the plugin you can just grab from here. Just install it and then drop the files into the right folder in Appium. And yeah, and also nerd note on there too is that Jonathan's work makes Appium extensible. So if you have your own kind of way to do classification or your own machine learning methods, or you want to take a variation and a riff on this one, you can do it. You can play with it, and you can add it to Appium, and customize Appium for element selection. So thanks much, and the rumor is there's work underway for Selenium, but more on that to come.